Hey guys,
It's the Punch and Judy show.
this is. We are maybe 30 seconds early, which is right on time because
There you
if you're
go.
30 seconds early, you're running a little bit late.
That's right.
Coming to you live from the other side of the island here.
And Judy's new kitchen.
Yes, and we have more fun than anybody, so we hope you join us this evening. Hope you can hear us. Thanks to my wonderful husband, Steve. Dana's wearing a headset. Wow.
So we just hope it stays on my ear.
Yes, we do.
So.
And it doesn't wind up in the pot.
There you go.
Yes. So thanks for joining us. What I would like for you to do, if you would, look at the lower left-hand area of your screen and hit that share button. We want to get as many people in our little group here as we can. Dana's got some really great information. I'm going to kind of step in the background and do whatever she tells me to do and try not to cut my finger this time. But she's got some great ideas tonight. We're going to be cooking a black bean,
Vegetarian black bean soup.
say that fast 3 times.
And a Mexican tabbouleh.
Yes.
So,
And I've had both and they are amazing. So hit that share button, share this with your friends, grab a pen and some paper so you can write down some information. She's going to share that with you. It is not hard to eat healthy. It's easy, it's good for you, it's delicious, and I'm going to turn it over to Dana and let her take it from here. Thanks.
the good thing about this menu is you can eat it warm or you can eat it cold. And so when it's hot outside and you've the last thing you want to do is heat up your kitchen, then you can eat this cold. There's nothing wrong with cold black bean soup. It's quite the delicacy in some of the higher end restaurants. So I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with tabbouleh. It's usually a Greek dish. And so being from Fabens, Texas, which is outside of El Paso, we've got to Mexican it up a little bit. So I wanted to make this a gluten-free meal. So instead of bulgur wheat, we're going to use millet. And we've already made it. Let me see, there's millet right here. Millet is a tiny, tiny little grain. I don't know if you can see this in my hand. Looks like birdseed. Actually, it's in birdseed. But it is a gluten-free grain. It's high in protein, and you boil it the same way that you do rice. I don't measure, sorry. I put my millet in my pan, fill it full of water, let it boil, and then I just test it to make sure that the grains are not soggy, but not hard, so that we're going to dress this with a vinaigrette, and so they will get softer as they sit. And this can sit in your refrigerator for a couple of days and just get better and better as it sits. But this is millet, and this was probably this much. Let's see if there you go. I can't see because of all of the stuff. But anyway, you should be able to see this. That much was about a half of a pound. So, and that's $2.18 at Central Market. So you don't have to buy a 50-pound sack. You can just buy a little bit, and then you boiled your millet, and we then rinsed it in a strainer and cooled it off, and then just put it back in this pan so that it wouldn't get mushy. It will get mushy just like rice does, or quinoa, or any of your other grains. You can boil it to death. So it's usually better to err on the little al dente side rather than the mushy side, especially for something that's going to be dressed. So you can put whatever you want in this. I did not get tomatoes. Oh well.
I have some.
We're going to get some tomatoes. Most tabbouleh has a red onion. It's got feta cheese, tomatoes, cucumber. So since we're doing it the Mexican-y version, I'm going to use zucchini, And, oops, sorry. First of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. This isn't really all about Young Living, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with the Thieves Veggie Wash, but we washed our vegetables with this. Takes a capful of this, of your veggie wash, in a gallon of water, and she keeps it in a jug under her sink, and then she just washes all of her vegetables whenever they come home from the grocery store, and that helps with people's fingerprints and kids that have picked their noses and handled the stuff, and anything that might be hazardous to our health, botulism, whatever. We don't know what's crawling all over our food before we get it to our home. So that's just one of the things that Young Living offers, and it's safe. I mean, even if you don't get it all off of your plants, off of your vegetables, it's safe. It's food safe, so you don't have to worry about it. So we're gonna put the zucchini in there, and if you've ever eaten tabbouleh, you know that it has got tons of parsley in it. Well, what is the Mexican version of parsley? It's cilantro. So that's what we're going to put. Yes, this is cilantro. We're going to put cilantro, half cilantro. That's 2 bunches of cilantro and 2 bunches of parsley. And you don't have to have it cut into teeny tiny pieces that just you can just keep some of the leaf texture, because again, it's going to be dressed, and as it sits, it's going to get softer. So here's some red onion. We're going to put some red onion in there. If you're not an onion fan, you don't have to put onions in there, but I happen to be an onion fan. So we've got to have a jalapeno. So I'm not going to put the whole thing in there because, you know, not everybody has a zest fest tongue like I do. So here is some yellow squash. And then thank you, Judy. Thank you for slicing up some tomatoes. You need the tomatoes for a little bit of moisture in your tabbouleh salad. So I'm just going to dump all of this in there. And as you see, it grows. I mean, I have a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there. And before too long, you've got a whole bowl. So you'll be eating on this for a couple of days, or you need to share with your neighbors. Just ask my husband. He still thinks I cook for an army, which I do. So then just toss this. We're going to make a vinaigrette using avocado oil, which is my new favorite. A lot of the new thing about avocado oil is Whole30 and Keto use this because it's a higher fat. But the best thing is it will work well on your stove, and it has a higher burn point. But it also makes great salad dressing, so you don't have to have a different oil for each thing. So I do know that at Costco you can buy the gymongous bottles, and it doesn't cost nearly as much. It used to cost a lot of money. It doesn't cost that much anymore. So we're going to we've got some olive oil, and I'm going to use what Young Living has, what we call vitality oils, and they are herbs in a bottle. They are very pungent, so you don't go crazy. Shake. You just need 1 drop. This is lime. And I'll just put a couple of drops of lime in there. And then there's black pepper, and that'll add a little heat to it as well. So that's going to be our vinaigrette, and I've got the world's biggest whisk right here to whisk this up. We're going to add some salt, a little bit of salt, and when you're dealing with grains and potatoes and beans, remember that they are salt hogs, and you've got to add a little more salt. I don't cook with a whole lot of salt, but whenever you're dealing with those kind of vegetables and grains, you're going to need to put a little more in, because they just absorb it as fast as you can put it in there. And then we're going to add some of our world famous Cholula hot sauce. You can't have anything Mexican without Cholula hot sauce. So this salad would be really good if you put jicama in it as well. So I don't know if you know what jicama is, but it's kind of a cross between a potato and maybe a parsnip. It's not bitter, and we used to snack on it at home with some chili pepper and lime juice on it, and just think that it was the best thing ever. And it's just one of those root vegetables that's really good for you. So we're just going to mix this up and let it sit for a little bit. If it needs more hot sauce, you can always add more hot sauce. Just remember, once it's hot, it's hot. You can't undo it very well. And I'm going to go ahead and add some red bell peppers, a few red bell peppers, and a few yellow bell peppers, just to make it nice and pretty. I believe that you should always make your food pretty, because then you want to eat it. When you have a plate full of brown, it's just not very, very appealing. So this is basically Mexican tabbouleh. Can you see it? Okay. And what we'll do is when we put it on the plate, we will, for those of you that eat cheese, if you're vegan, you wouldn't put this on there. They do have vegan cheeses that you could use, but this is queso fresco or cojita. This is cojita cheese. And so you'll just put some of that on there, and instead of the feta, which would be put on your Greek tabbouleh. So we'll plate this here in a little bit, and you'll see how pretty this dish is going to be. I think that sweet potatoes and black beans should go hand in hand. So I bought a couple of sweet potatoes, and I diced them up. And I just wanted you to see that you can cook once and have several meals. You can cook your sweet potatoes. I'm going to put a little bit of the avocado oil on it, and you don't have to dirty up another dish. Put it on your sheet pan, toss it on that. It's nice and big and roomy. I'm going to put 1 drop of our basil vitality oil and just give it a little bit of a floral flavor. And we're just going to put these in the oven, leave them there until they get soft. And of course we need a little bit of salt. You could add, you wouldn't have to use the basil if you didn't want to, but you can put this on your black bean soup as a garnish, or if you had some left over the next morning, you could use it as a hash and put a fried egg on top. So you have a salad and a soup that you can have for supper. If you wanted, you could add any protein to that salad, and it would be a full meal if you wanted to just pack that in your lunch. And then you would have sweet potatoes for something else the next day. Just stick it in a 350-degree oven, maybe 20 minutes. But do that while you're doing something else. Oh, looky here. That's not too shabby.
Pretty? That is so pretty. And I'm going to eat it.
Oh, and
That's
she's
beautiful.
even got the pretty little lime garnish.
Course,
Look at
course.
you. Squeeze some more lime juice on there. Dress it up. There is no right or wrong way. Recipes are just suggestions. So.
And I think the thing that I like the most about this tabbouleh is because you make so much of it, it gets better
As it sits.
The second or third day, it's good to begin with, but the second or third day, all those flavors meld together, and oh my gosh, they're so good.
The last class that we did, I sent her home with all of the stuff.
Well, and I will tell you, the husband who doesn't like that kind of stuff ate it for 3 days and was asking for more.
Good.
So you have
Thank you,
converted.
Steve.
You've converted the burger man.
The burger man. The skinny man now.
Yeah,
So he has lost a whole lot of weight on Young Living's sleep system.
Yes, he
And
has.
I don't think she's seen him this skinny since she's met him. So I'm to the point that I was like, somebody needs to be cooking for you, girl. So, all of y'all probably are familiar with Chipotle's. You can get smaller cans. You can get big cans. But it's, all a chipotle is a smoked jalapeno. But inside your chipotles is this wonderful gushy goodness called adobo sauce. And that's all I'm going to use. I'm going to spice up some sour cream because we're going to use that on our black bean soup. I'm not going to make the black bean soup unbearably hot at all, although I'd like to. I know that most people just can't stand it.
But that's the beautiful thing. You can kick that heat up a little bit based on individual flavors or individual preferences. If somebody wants it a little bit hotter, you can add some fresh chopped jalapenos or some other spices to it.
And that's what I'm going to do. That's what you're going to do. So we're going to do the handy dandy little whisk again, and just and maybe a couple of limes, and just make a topping for the black bean soup. The black bean soup is really, really pretty if you swirl the sour cream on top, and it looks like something you would eat at Blue Mesa or somewhere nice. And
it's a pretty dish.
So we're going to cheat. Usually I would tell people to make their own black beans, but most people don't make their own black beans unless you've got an Instapot. And I should have brought my Instapot, but it's at home. So we're going to cheat, and we're going
It's all about convenience.
It's all about convenience. That's right. I'd rather see it come out of a can than come out of a package. So, so here is the. You could also add some cilantro in there if you wanted to. That's not. I think I used up all the cilantro, but you could put cilantro in there too. So, what we've done for the black bean soup is. We're going to take my favorite pot. This is an enamel-coated cast iron skillet, and they just cook so well. They keep the heat. They don't scorch the bottom, and we'll need a burner on. And I'm just going to put some of the last little bit of the red onions and these bell peppers that we've got left over, and some red bell peppers. And while it's cooking, I'm going to show you the safest way to cut a bell pepper without cutting your finger off.
Not the way Judy does it. There's a reason I have Band-Aids and helichrysum in my kitchen.
In the kitchen, that's right. Tell them what helichrysum does.
You know, helichrysum, I've heard it called a lot of different things, but it's great for a cut to help stop minor bleeding. I think that's compliant. Is that compliant? I think that's compliant.
It's liquid Band-Aid.
We call it liquid stitches.
There you go.
And it helps when you've got a minor. I mean, don't lop your finger off and expect that to do what it needs to do. But for a minor cut, it helps if you rinse and put a drop of helichrysum on it and Band-Aid it up. So that's a good thing.
Does everybody know what this is? This is our Young Living cleaner, and this is a spray bottle that if I spray this on my cutting board and accidentally get it on the green onions that are sitting over there, you are completely safe. It's not going to poison you like maybe something like 409 or something like that. So it is food safe. I have I can do this, and it's fine.
It's tasty.
It's tasty too. So you're always safe using our products, and they're plant-based. So bell peppers. In culinary school, they're going to teach you how to go around the bell pepper, and not going to do that. We're just going to cut it into quadrants, and we're just going to cut it like this. When people cut their fingers on doing bell peppers, it's because that front side is slippery and waxy, and so you cut off that inner. You need to cut off this inner membrane because that kind of makes it bitter. You will probably never find me using a green bell pepper. I just do not like them. They're just bitter, and when you have as many beautiful colors as orange, red, and yellow, you don't need it. You need green. So they just don't exist for me. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut with this sitting on the cutting board and cut the inside first. I probably can't see that because I've got everything in the way. But this is just the easiest way to cut a bell pepper, and then just cut them sideways. And you don't have to do great big bunches. When people start cutting fingers off is when they're trying to do too big of a handful at a time. So I'd rather see people do small handfuls and keep their fingers than have to go to the doctor or use super glue. We were always told to keep super glue in our chef's bags because you don't have time to cry over a cut finger. So this is just, it just takes practice. And like most of these are close to the same size so that they cook evenly, and so you don't have black pieces and flake pieces that are not done. So we're just going to, you could take those as far as you want. You can caramelize them or just start getting them tender. You could puree this whole soup if you wanted to. We're just going to do something a little different because I like a little body to my soups. Most of my soups end up being closer to stews. I think Rachel Ray calls them stoops, and that's kind of how mine are. But if you wanted something that was a little more liquidy, you could add more liquid and then just puree them in your Vitamix. I've got some vegetable broth that we're going to add to that, and I'm not going to use the whole thing because we'll just kind of gauge how thick it's going to be. So I'll use, these usually have about 4 cups, so I'll probably put about 2 cups in there. So that's, we'll let that simmer, and I got 4 cans of beans. We took 3 of those cans of beans and put them in a Vitamix, and we pureed them. After this comes up to temperature, we'll pour that in there, let it come to temperature, and that last can of beans we'll just add so that we'll have something to chew on. You can add things like avocado on top. I guess everybody has seen how you do the avocado, where you take your knife and cut out your pit. The best thing to do is do not try and take the pit off of your knife. Let the sink or the end of the trash can or something be what pries it apart, and then you'll just cut strips like this, and so then that way you don't have tons of. Where did my little spoon go? All you have to do is just scoop it out with a spoon. So if you're going to let your avocado sit for a while, put some lemon juice on it, or you could put some lime vitality oil on it as well, and it'll keep it from turning brown, but it's not going to sit there that long. So you could also put avocado on top of your Mexican tabbouleh as well if you wanted some extra added fat, because as you saw, there wasn't a whole lot of avocado oil being put on that salad dressing. You can add that as you go. I would rather see a little less to begin with so that you don't have tabbouleh soup. So that is, we're going to garnish the soup with the sweet potatoes and onions and some avocado, and then the crema, and that will kind of dress it up very pretty. So this is how you do your green onions. Just chop them up real quick, and you could add those to the soup and cook them instead if you didn't want to mess with a red onion, or you don't like. I have worked with people who will use a green onion for everything because they hate cutting onions, and that's fine. I like talking about spices. I spend a lot of time in Central Market cooking for buying food for clients so that I can go cook for them at each day, 2 or 3, sometimes a day. And I have found that the best way to buy your spices is in bulk. This is actually an enchilada spice. I have started using this because it tastes like enchilada sauce. We can add it to our beans. It's going to give it that earthy, chili flavor without it being hot, hot, hot. And of course, we've got to have cumin. I don't cook without cumin for a whole lot of anything. And then there's paprika, but these don't even add up to $1.50.
So let's talk for just a minute about how many of you have little jars of spices in your cabinet that have been there for years and years, and you're shortchanging yourself because they lose their flavor.
And I will tell you, there's a lot of people out there that don't like cumin because they say it tastes like stinky feet, and it's usually because the cumin is set there too long.
It's old.
This is I have been in Central Market at 8 o'clock in the morning where they're filling the cumin bin, and then get back there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they're filling it again. Mm-hmm. So I know that theirs is more high oil than anything that you're going to get in a bag. So
you know, look in your kitchen cabinets and toss those old 5-6-year-old jars of garlic powder and chili powder and all of that, because you're shortchanging the dishes that you're making.
Exactly.
Get the full flavor of those spices.
And if you wanted to empty out the jars, keep the jars and fill it full of these things because you're paying for the jar.
You won't understand the difference until you taste the difference.
Right.
And it's huge.
So we're just going to add the black beans into here. And as you can see, the longer beans sit, the thicker they get because they're full of fiber. And I know we're in the age of keto and fats and blah, 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 but fiber keeps you full just as fats keep you full. So, and your body needs fiber to survive, to burn fat. So we've got, let me see if, can I, over there. You even, look at you. Okay, so here is some black bean soup. As you can see, it's chunky. If you don't want it to be chunky, take it back and put it in your Vitamix and puree it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Either way is fine. So we'll add this can of black beans to it, and it's going to become even chunkier. And just stir that.
The smell is amazing.
There's nothing better than cumin. There's nothing better than cumin. I was teasing somebody the other day that we need a Young Living scent that smells like Fabuloso. Every little house, every little Mexican chef that I ever knew in Fabens was their house was spick and span clean, smelled like cumin and Fabuloso. And I know that Fabuloso has stuff that's poisonous and not good for us to breathe, but it still brings back good memories for me. So we need to come up with a roll-on that smells like Fabuloso, and I'll just put it on everywhere. So okay, so we'll just put the soup in a bowl. And put a few green onions in here. And maybe a dollop of daisy.
Mm-hmm. And I happen to love cilantro.
I do too. People that don't like cilantro are usually people that have twice as many taste buds on their tongues, and so they're called super tasters, so they don't like it. It does taste like soap to them. But it's so sad. So sad. Because there's a world out there that is full of cilantro. So it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
So we will take a few of these and then just put that on top of all of this yummy goodness.
Spatula.
Yeah. And you will have a sweet potato black bean soup with a little bit of cilantro and a beautiful tabbouleh salad.
Look how pretty this is.
And really and truly, we have not spent all afternoon putting this together. I have worked all afternoon. I fought traffic from Aubrey, went to Central Market, didn't get here till...
Look how beautiful. It's healthy and it's delicious.
And it is just going to get better. And the good thing is you can, if you make too much soup, freeze it. You can buy all kinds of freezer containers. You can put it in and stack it, and then take it out for lunch the week after next or next month, and you'll have plenty, and not have to spend so much time in the kitchen. Not everybody wants to spend every moment in the kitchen like I do. So, and I will tell you, I cook like this at home because by the time I get home, the last thing I want to do is cook and clean another dirty kitchen. So, that is...
And really, if you do this, you're set with meals for
a couple of
2 or 3
days.
Yeah.
A couple of days.
They do this on the Food Network, so let's do it.
Okay. And see, these vegetables are raw. And raw vegetables are so much better for you.
It's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a load of flavor in it. And oh my gosh, this is good. And see, what's going to happen here is she's going to leave this here with me. Whether she wants to
I'm
or not.
taking the cutting board this time.
Oh my
She
gosh.
has half of my dishes here.
Seriously, this is so good, guys. And somebody that says, oh, I don't like zucchini, or I don't like onion, or I don't know what this grainy stuff is. This stuff is so delicious, and it's healthy. And you start your kids off right when they're young to eat food that's really good for them.
And this goes good. I mean, you can take this to a barbecue, and it's one of those salads that can sit out because it doesn't have any mayonnaise in it. You don't have eggs. You don't have to worry about somebody getting food poisoning because it sat out in the hot sun. Now, it doesn't need to sit out there all day, but it's a little more food safe than a potato salad. So, and nobody makes it. So,
Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
it's hot.
No, it's not.
That's not too hot.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
So, I love black beans. Love black beans. I love beans.
Seriously, guys, this is, it's got some bulk to it. The avocado and the sweet potato, a little bit of sour cream, the spices, the cilantro. You know what we should do? We should have a live studio audience join us for these, and they could eat.
Yeah, who wants to eat?
Oh my gosh.
We need some ideas for some recipes too. I know everybody has their favorite, and we'll put a spin on it somehow.
Yeah.
So put your suggestions down.
We want to start doing this monthly, and if you want to send Dana some ideas, here's something that you might want. If you've got a dish that you would like to make healthy,
We can
maybe
do that.
isn't healthy right now, but you'd like to make it a healthy dish, send that to us.
I do that all the time for people. This is our family favorite, but we're on a diet.
Or it's loaded with fat, and it's loaded with sugar, and it's loaded with all the things that we're trying to get away from. So what do we do to it to make it healthy and maybe organic?
Just don't give me the recipe for I want a cheese pizza, and I can't have gluten, I can't have tomatoes, and I can't have cheese.
Yeah.
I've done that before, and it's not fun.
No.
So let's do something fun. So I guess that's it.
There's a whole line of Vitality oils with Young Living. The white label, if you're familiar with all of our products, the white label has been packaged in accordance with the FDA's requirement that this is safe for ingestion. And I will tell you that this is the same oil that you will see in this bottle when they're both lime, but this one is packaged specifically as
Food
food
safe.
safe, and you can ingest it. There's basil, there's thyme, there's oregano, there's lime, black pepper, lemon, orange, tangerine. You can do fruit dips, you can do desserts. I use lemon oil to make a lemon pound cake. I do.
That people call and
Yes,
ask
call
for.
and ask for. So give us some ideas on what you would like to see us make. We will leave this video up so you can go back and watch the replay. Please share it with your friends. We'd like to kind of grow our audience. And like I said, the next one, I will give everybody notice. And if they're local and they want to come and grab a bar stool and sit and get to eat when it's all done, we'd love to have you do that. So
We might even have a drink next time.
oh, that would be fun.
They could do all kinds of. I think there's a lavender lemonade
Yes, there
that
is.
would be really, really
Yes.
good and very refreshing. So,
Yes. Yeah.
so you can spike it or not, but but it's something that would be really pretty.
Or you could do zing spritzers too.
Yes.
That would be
Oh,
delicious.
and some,
So,
Ningxia.
oh gosh,
Ningxia shots. We'll do Ningxia
the wheels
shots.
are
for sure.
turning.
So
Wheels are turning.
let us know what you want,
Yeah.
and let us know what we need to improve upon, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah,
I guess.
this has been fun, guys. Thanks for hanging with us for a while. Gosh, the food is delicious, and
you need to come over.
yeah, you should come
I've
over
got a
and
lot
eat.
of soup.
We have a lot of soup. Steve may not want you giving that soup away. That's
Oh, well,
actually pretty good.
he can take it to work with him.
Yeah, he'll love it. He'll love it. But thanks, guys, for joining us. Hope you've had fun. Hope you got some information. Healthy food, delicious food does not have to be difficult. It's
right.
very, very easy. And once you discover how wonderful it is, you'll want to do that all the time. So thanks for joining us. We will see you sometime next month.
Yep.
We'll put an
We
event.
will be fresh from convention.
Convention.
So who knows what we might be bringing
That's
with us.
right.
We have no idea. So
That's
hopefully we'll have some new things that we can be creative
That's
with.
right.
So,
That's right.
so.
Thanks so much, guys.
See you
Have
later.
a great evening. We'll talk to
Happy
you again
eating.
soon.